0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's all I seen was 0. Just me at 11:30. I love when you're talking dirty. Said I'm so anxious. No, let me stop playing though. Welcome back, Jems to my channel. I am back with another story time, really a part 2 because I forgot to tell y'all. And if you are not subscribed, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you're notified anytime I post a video, every time I go on live, and anything else I do on my channel. So I'm gonna try to keep these puppies in the bag. I just got off a live from doing my hair routine, so if you caught that 3-hour live, then you guys got to see me style my hair and get the juicy curls. So yeah, but let's get right into it. So my last video, I talked to you guys about why I would never go back to Mexico, and I was so ready to end the video, I forgot to tell y'all what happened when I came back from Mexico and how I ended up finding out I was scammed while in Mexico. They cleared my bank account. So, right, here we are. It's the same, I think it's I get back from Mexico. My mom picks me up from the airport. I think it's like that same day. I'm riding around, getting some stuff. Because at that time I wasn't working. So I was a full-time dancer. So I'm chilling. I'm, you know, just dilly-dallying, get some things, whatever. And I have 2 bank accounts through the same bank. And they both were set up on Apple Pay, right? And I was driving. I was like, dang, I need to get me something to eat. I kind of want some pizza. And the closest pizza spot to me was a Domino's. And I was like, I really don't want Domino's, but if I order, they had like a little thing. If I ordered online, I could get like a discount. It would only be like, I think like $10 for a large or something like that, right? So I'm at some place. I don't even know what place it is. And I'm going to try to order, and I got everything in the cart. I hit checkout. They like, enter your card. Because I had spent so much, I spent $2,000 in Cancun/Tulum on my regular debit card, my main bank account. I have a secondary bank account just so I started it when I was dancing, so all my overflow money, my extra money, I didn't want to put every single thing in that one account in case something ever happened. So I started putting money in there. So by that time I had about $7,000 saved up into that account, in my checking and my regular savings for that account, right? So I know I'm gonna keep about like 1,000, like maybe 25. Well, I really keep it kind of low for my checking account over there, right? Most of my money was in the savings part of that account, so I knew that I had enough money to at least get me a pizza, you know. So I put in the debit card number, and I hit submit. Y'all, the card was declined. So I'm like, decline? Maybe my card got locked because maybe my bank don't know that I don't know. Maybe they don't know I'm back from Mexico. That's all I thought, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. Didn't think twice about it. I just went ahead and used my main bank account. Went through, no problems. So I didn't know why I didn't think that was weird, because none of my cards have ever declined. Even when I was at my brokest, my cards have never declined. So I didn't know why, to me, that wasn't an instant red flag to go check my bank account and make sure money was in there. But it didn't click. What's not clicking, Steven? It just didn't click to me. So I get the pizza, I'm enjoying it, I'm back at my house, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna go out tonight to the club and, you know, make some money. Mind you, I think it's like a weekday. I don't know, like it's a weekday, like maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday. So I get to the club. The club is kind of slow. So, you know, again, I hadn't checked my bank accounts. I'm like, something just told me, check your bank account. Just check your bank account. So how my bank account was set up, right? was checking my primary account, but I was never checking my secondary account because I was never swiping that card. So, right, how my online app used to be set up was my login, and it originally takes me to my primary bank account, right, which is that checking and savings and all that stuff. And then if I want to see my other card and my other account, I have to click my name, and then it'll show me the last 3 of that account, and I can click that, and then it'll show me all the information and all the transactions for that one, right? So I look at my first one, everything's the normal, it just looks the same. And I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and check the other one, make sure I got some money in there for gas, because I'm probably get some gas when I leave here. And y'all, zero, 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 zero. That's all I seen was zero. Zero. Just zero. Saving and checking, zero. I immediately refreshed the page because I gotta be on some hallucinant. I gotta be on something because just yesterday I had 7 bands. Not 1, not 2, 7 bands in this account. Nigga, why did the account say 0 available? 0 balance. Refresh it, 0 0 0. And so I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I click, bitch, my face, I sit down because at the time I was standing up. I sit down at the little table they had at the club. And I'm panicking now. Like, my heart rate is through the roof because this is literally like maybe 3 months after I got scammed. My Facebook got hacked and somebody stole money out of my primary account. So my mind went to the guy who's been stealing my identity, because that's a whole nother story time. A guy had stole my identity. Someone else ended up hacking into my PayPal. I had lost my girl child. So I'm thinking, oh my God, this man has gotten into my freaking other account. What the freak? Girl, I clicked the checking, y'all. Why is it like 5, maybe 6 different transactions withdrawing money at thousands, y'all? Not, oh, let me take a little 500 here, let me take a little 500 here. No, they taking that 1,200, 1,300, 1,700. They getting my ass. Whole time I ain't even knowing. I look at the transaction date, I'm tweaking, I'm pissed, I'm mad, I'm fuming. I'm in the club like, I gotta get up the fuck out of here. Bitch, I gotta, mind you, it's 12 o'clock in the morning. Where are you going? The bank ain't open. You can't even call them. Where are you going? I go to my savings. I see that they didn't even take money from the savings. But the thing about my bank account is that there's no such thing as overdrafting. If you use money that's not in your checking, it automatically is taken from your savings. They don't charge overdraft fees and stuff like that. They just keep taking whatever you're trying to pull. If you're at an ATM and you're trying to pull $200 and you only have $100 in your saving and your checkings, they take $100 from your savings so that you can take the $200. If you're at a restaurant and your bill is $50 and you only have $25, they're taking the other $25 directly. It's shooting straight from your savings account. That's just how my bank account is set up, so that you don't have to worry about ever overdrafting, right? Now, if you don't have shit left, that's when it start declining. So go back to when I said I tried to buy the Domino's pizza with this card, y'all, and it was declining. And I was like, that's weird, because those cards don't decline. They just take the money from your savings. So it's no such real thing as decline unless you broke, you know? And so I'm just like, whoa. This money is, they were still pulling from the checking, but because the checking was not at 0, it just was showing it said it was like transfer from saving to checking, and then it will say the amount. So they weren't even hitting my savings, but they were hitting my savings because the way the bank is actually set up. So they took until they couldn't take no more. And then they finally stopped when they had all the money. I was in there distraught. I was in there stressed. I started screenshotting it. I called my auntie because she would help me out with the last situation when the guy stole my identity, right? And I'm telling her, panic. She's like, calm down. It's like really early in the morning. There's nothing you can do. The only thing I can tell you to do is to call the police again, call your detective, and go to your bank immediately the next day. And so I'm like, I'm trying to keep myself in a good headspace. I'm like, I finished out the night. I don't think I even stayed all the way to 3 o'clock, but I finished out the night. I drive home, and then I was up the crack of dawn the next day. I go over to the bank, right? When I go to the bank, there's millions of people here today. So the lady, it's like 15 people in the bank, like customers waiting. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Girl, and let me tell you how I know it was when I was in Mexico, because I just skipped over that part like y'all just know. The transactions, I hope I can find them, because I'm going to tell y'all in a second. I had to change a whole new bank account, number, everything. So the actual transaction was a Mexican store in Cancun. So when they tracked it, because when I finally got to the people, the credit fraud department inside my bank, the store was in Mexico, in Tulum. Now, let me tell you, the last time I used that card, I had only used that card once in Mexico. And this is what sealed me not wanting to go back to Mexico, because I got scammed there, right? Remember when I told y'all at the end of the story when we were at the ATM for the bus driver because we didn't have any more money, right? And I used the ATM at the airport. That was the last time I was able to use that card. The first transaction was not even 2 hours after I had swiped that card at the ATM. Literally, the first withdrawal, I was sitting on the plane tarmac. I was sitting there waiting to get on the plane, and they were swiping the money out of my account. I wasn't even out of the country yet, and they had cleaned me out. I wasn't even out of Mexico. I didn't even know I was scammed. I wasn't even out of Mexico, and they had cleaned my whole card out. Bro, never seen nothing like it. 7 bands just gone. So I'm talking to the lady. I'm telling her, I'm like, listen, I don't even know first of all, y'all know me. I've been banking with y'all since I was 16 years old. Y'all know I have never made no withdrawal this big. Y'all, and then look at the company. Look at the origin. Yes, I was in Mexico and I used my card there, but I did not authorize any of these payments. She's like, no. Calm down. She's like, I'm going to be very honest with you. We changed over security systems last week. Actually, not even last week, because it was the same week. She was like, we were changing over security systems because I guess I don't know, child. But so there was a period of time where the normal thing that was supposed to happen was, which would previously happen, if somebody ever tried to use my card or make a transaction they felt were fraudulent, they would immediately text me. There would be an automated text message that says that we have got a notification that you're trying to use your card at this location for this amount. Is this you? Reply yes or no. And if you would reply no, that card was automatically locked. You couldn't even use the number. You have to automatically go to the bank, and then they will give you a new card, or they would unlock the card once you got up there. So more than likely, a person, once they know somebody's fraudulently trying to use their card, where you get it, just go ahead and get a new one. So they had previously done that with my other card when somebody tried to, you know what I'm saying? And they text me and said somebody's trying to withdraw this, da. Is this you? Yes or no? And I'm like, why didn't you guys do that? And she said, well, we were changing over security systems. So for a period of time, there was no system in place to protect our members from fraud. that's why it's so many people here, because there are people who are trying to use their card and their card was declining, and they found out that a hacker from maybe a gas station or somewhere, ATM that they use, encrypted their card, and our normal protocol with the card would automatically decline, and we wouldn't worry about our people getting scammed. But unfortunately, because of the layover, you know, with the new company, so many of our members are affected that we are issuing out brand new cards for all of our members, just as a safety precaution, because we don't know how many cards are compromised in this transition. And there's all of our banks and branches are full, our phone lines are flooded, because you're not the only one who fell victim to scammers. And we're so sorry, we apologize, but you know, right now the only thing that we can do is actually just start back issuing that money, those credits, and putting in those fraud reports and disputes. So she said, she screenshotted or did her little thing of all my transactions. She wrote all of them out, and they set me up a brand new bank account. And then because I was telling her I want a secure way to hold my money, because this is supposed to be like basically like my savings account, another savings account for me. And if my money in my savings account is at risk, if somebody tries to scam me, I don't want to keep my money here. So is there any secure saving that if somebody was to hack me again, they could not get a hold of any of my money, right? So she introduced me to what they call the secure savings, where that money is locked. Technically, whatever you put in there, you could only ever take it out if you walk into a branch and show your ID and show your face, and then you can take money out. You can't see the money at an ATM. You can't withdraw the money. You can't use it if you overdraft. That is a completely separate savings that is locked, and the only way you could ever get money out of it is inside of the branch. You can't transfer money out of it. You can transfer money into it. So I'm like, give me that. Give me that. And I said put 6,000 of that. No, I said put 5,000 of that in there. And then what I did was I opened two, what are they called? CD accounts. I opened 2 CD accounts. And then I left $1,000 into the checking, of course, because like I said, if I ever need to get gas or the small stuff. So that's how I got my money back, right? You think the story would end right there, right? Because the story's almost over. But 2 days later, I'm checking my account, because after this, I became very vigilant. I started checking my bank account every day. I don't care if ain't nothing happened. I ain't went nowhere. I just check it, right? So I had to get a whole new login for the website. And with the new login, the secondary account shows up first. And then I had to click my name and then click my actual primary account to see that one. So I went to go check it again because I still was paranoid. And I seen a refund from that same Mexican store that had scammed me for like $1,300. Mind you, she changed my entire account number, my whole debit card. So I'm like, I'm scared again. How did they they're starting again. I immediately froze all my cards. Ran back to, because how did they do this? How are they giving me a refund? And nothing happened. Nothing was wrong. I changed cards. I was scared. I was paranoid, y'all. I was like, oh my God, they found me again. But no, I got to keep the refund money. They didn't take the credited money back. So then I got an extra like $1,300 because I don't know. But so basically, I got like $8,000 back out of this ordeal. It's crazy. I hope I can find the screenshots or at least like the old bank statements where you could see the withdrawal like of thousands of dollars. That petrified me because I felt vulnerable right before then because my life was going through crazy shit. When I say it was a lot happening all at once with my money, and I was just like, oh my God, this is what happened when you start building your bank account and all this crazy stuff. Because I just want you guys to just think real quick. I opened this second account because I felt like I was putting way too much money into that account. So I think I would have died if they would have hacked my primary account, because I just want you to stop and imagine, if I had 7 bands they could take from a secondary account that's just little chump change, just think about how much money I had in the other account. And I had that account hacked because, like I told you, there was an incident where a guy hacked my Facebook and he started to steal my identity. I had to call the police, investigate, and he even took money out of that account through PayPal. He hacked my girls too much. I don't want to talk about it. We'll tell that story one day. I was devastated. I thought this man, because I had just finally got that man off of me, like bothering me, and oh my God, that was a lot. So then when this happened, I was just like, oh my God, I'm never gonna, this is what it feels like for people to steal your identity. I'm never gonna get my life back. This man is not gonna stop until I'm dead broke. I locked my credit. I locked my cars. I was just walking around with cash because I was so y'all don't know the fear of you feeling like you finna lose everything. And that situation made me feel like, bitch, you finna lose everything. These people got your ass for 7 whole bands, you dummy. Baby, I cried. Miss Mama's, I cried. I really cried. When I came back from the club that night, I cried because I just felt like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do. But then I got mad at my bank because I'm like, why would y'all do that? I get it. You wanted a better security system because there probably was a situation that was happening that we didn't know about. But at the same time, it's like, y'all should have kept some type of, if you could see how many people was in the bank the first time I went, and how long I had to be at the bank because there was so many people disputing charges and fraud, and then there was people who cars were declining and their bills was getting late notices because it was just so much. And then when I went back the second time when the people had put the refund on there, the second branch I went to was so many people there. I was waiting there for an hour, 2 hours just to get a new card. Ooh, child. Ooh, Chile. Talk about stress on your chest. Stress on your chest. But no, nevertheless, everything ended up working out, so it wasn't too bad. But they got a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? They got me good. But I just take it as a learning lesson. Now I just try to be more careful where I actually use my card. And I can't blame my bank because I used that ATM. And, people have all type of scams at the gas station. They put in the little card readers. Even at the international airport, I guess you got to be vigilant. And that's why my friend that I told you about, he said his card had locked. Y'all remember that part of the story when I told you he couldn't use his card because he said his card had locked? It probably was not even now, because back then I thought the same thing. His bank probably had locked his card because they probably did the same thing to him that they did to me, but his bank automatically shut his card off because they recognized it was fraud. So they saved him, even though it put him in a tough predicament when he got over to the other terminal to try to buy his check bag. It had put him in a little predicament, but it was his bank protecting him from the fraud because I swiped and then he turned around and swiped right behind me. So they probably read his card and was starting to try to run money off of there as well. But they didn't get him, but they got me. So I was like, ooh, child, friend, we went through it in Mexico. We sit up and laugh now. We laugh about it now, but when we was going through it, girl, we was stressed, child. We didn't know what, now we know, but back then we didn't know. So when everything was all said and done, everything that happened to us actually made sense. It all fell into place. And now what I always do, I bring at least $500 to $600 of loose money with me when I travel so that I can try not to use my cards as much. I bring my Cash App card with me or a credit card with me to use for transactions because I can send money from my bank to my Cash App card and I don't have to worry about anybody hacking me because whatever's not on that Cash App balance, they can't take. And with my credit card, I don't have to worry about people skimming my whole entire bank account. I only have a certain limit on there anyways, and they automatically detect fraud, and something was to happen, they would lock that card. So now I just try to move a little bit more smarter when I do travel. Like I say, every time something happens to me, I take it as a learning lesson. I don't put my information down nowhere. If I didn't, I use my own bank ATM before I leave out the country so that I don't have to use theirs. And I try to make sure within that $500 to $600 that I take with me, I always leave out $100 of those dollars to use for transportation to and from the airport in case something happens, or in case the hotel doesn't supply return and I have to pay out of pocket. So now I'm a lot better. I have not gone through those situations since traveling, you know, again. And I'm like, I just always try to be careful now, because when I say I was scared, I was really, honest to God, I was very scared. And I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that type of fear on anybody. But it was a short story time. I told you it just was a part 2 because I forgot to tell y'all how I actually got scammed in Mexico. But that's really it. I'm going to record another story time probably maybe tomorrow. I don't know yet. I'm going to try to, if my hair is dry, because my hair's still wet. So, I made a deal with God. I'm gonna try to record something tomorrow at the curls is giving the girls, because see, it's still wet at the bottom, it's hanging. But yeah, I hope y'all like this cute little short story time, and until next time, Jewels and Gems, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.